Welcome to Migos and Possible Amigos. My name is Taffrey16. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Comments, episode 165. Now, this was supposed to be the episode last week. I kind of overbooked myself last week, though, and didn't have time to record this. So as a result, you're getting a supersized episode today. What that means is you're going to get the comments from this week and also from last week, all in this video. But it is Sunday or maybe Saturday if you're watching this a day early on Patreon. For those of you who don't know, the Patrons get the option to watch these as well as the reaction videos up to a day early and get your name and description as well. But regardless of what day you're watching this on, let's go ahead and read some comments. The pirate radio stations weren't broadcasting anything illegal. They were encroaching on the BBC's monopoly on broadcasting that existed at the time. Also, they were broadcasting from ships and disguised sea forts located in international waters, so that it technically was not illegal, or at least it was illegal, but outside the UK's jurisdiction. The jurisdiction used for calling them criminal was they didn't have broadcasting license for whatever the predecessor to Ofcom was, and as such were illegally occupying radio spectrum that could and should go to official licenses. Early pirate radio stations were largely responsible for introducing the UK to pop and rock music, which the BBC didn't normally play back then. They considered it lowbrow and lacking in cultural merit to their infinite wisdom. As an aside, Lenny Henry played a pirate radio DJ named Dilbert Wilkins in a BBC sitcom named after him. Well, that could be a fun one. But lowbrow pop and rock music, huh? Jesus Christ, I remember watching old movies with that fucking mindset. But to be fair, I think every generation has that mindset about the previous generation always hates the new generation's music. It's just a given. I hope coupling doesn't end up as a one-off, so much of Jeff's mind yet to unravel. We'll see. I mean, it may or may not. You guys could remind me about it every once in a while if you want. Like, no, I'm not talking bombard me with it, but like every couple comments videos, maybe mention it just so it sticks in my brain. From what I remember about Dallas, it was on BBC One and wasn't doing very well. Then the late great Terry Wogan started talking about it on his morning BBC Two radio show, which had about 9 million listeners a day, and it really took off. Most of the times he was laughing about how bad, weird, crazy it was, but because of this, people started watching it. When Terry had his chat show on BBC One, I think Larry Hangman, who played the main character, J.R. Ewing, was one of his first guests. If Sir Terry talked about any TV program on his radio show, whether good or bad, if millions of us would start watching it to see what it was all about. Fair enough. I've also heard people tell me it was kind of escapism as well, just because I get, American life is always presented as so glamorous and stuff. So, I mean, that makes sense as well. Since you mentioned that you might want to revisit Wallace and Gromit, another show you could probably rewatch is The Wiggles, especially since you reacted to a few Australian shows. The home videos and TV episodes would be a good watch again. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how many people would be interested in that, to be honest, but I grew up on The Wiggles. I didn't even know they were Australian back then, to be honest, probably because I was like 4 and I didn't even know what an Australian was. But maybe, it could be fun to revisit. Is Series 3 of Robot Wars worth reacting to? Yes, absolutely. If you're concerned about spoilers, though, I would go back to the beginning with Series 1, like BX Kid and Mystic... I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. Did, and see how the show started and evolved over time. Expect some bad robots, though, as robot fighting was a new concept in the UK at the time, and hence a lot of the experimental designs, but still entertaining. If you do decide to go chronologically in terms of broadcast order, Robot Wars Extreme Series 1 comes next after Series 4 and then Series 5. They're both filmed at the same time, but Extreme is a spin-off series for the side events from the main series tournament. Ray Tate from the Centurion team also built Skeletron, a really cool rope climbing robot from Techno Games. That's something else I'd like to see a reaction to. Techno Games, huh? That sounds fun. To be honest, well, first off, I don't know about Robot Wars Extreme. We'll see. I know I'll be doing Series 5, because one of my commenters has already expressed that they're going to use channel points on it, regardless. As far as, I'm trying to think, though, why I started with Series 4. I don't honestly remember why I did. It's clearly a good launching point, but I can't for the life of me remember why. Some of the fiercest of robot names: Kilohertz, General Carnage, Judge Shred, Robogeddon, Wheeliosaurus, Shadow of Napalm, and Eric. Series 4 was definitely the place to start your Robot Wars journey. This is where the standard became worthwhile. Well, again, I'm glad I started at a good place, honestly. I really am. I maybe would like to go back. I don't know about Series 3, but I think Jeremy Clarkson, hosted the first series, which is different, but I'd maybe like to see how different. The actor playing Jim Robinson in Neighbours, the hangover spoiling dad, is Alan Dale, who actually went on to be a successful bit part actor with parts in Lost, 24, Once Upon a Time, even films like Star Trek Nemesis, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Yes, the best Indiana Jones film. And Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Seriously, I saw that Crystal Skull movie in fucking theaters. That might have been the worst movie I've ever paid money for. I'll tell you what, that Indiana Jones and Kingdom of Crystal Skull bullshit was fucking terrible. I'll tell you what, my god. It didn't exactly make me hype for Indiana Jones 5, which apparently they're still making, but Jesus Christ, that one was bad. But I've been told by people in the past as well that there was also some big name actors that used to be on this show on Neighbours as well. Like I think the Hemsworth brothers were on there, and maybe Margot Robbie as well. That episode of Neighbours was actually quite fun. I wasn't expecting that. That dream segment was weird though. It was like something out of a horror film. Yeah, it reminded me of fucking what's it called? Nightmare on Elm Street. It looked just like a fucking Nightmare on Elm Street from one of the original series beginning. Hell, I mean, probably fit in with some of those nightmare movies like Freddy Got Fingered. Ugh. You dedicate 6 reaction slots a week to Neighbours and do a double episode upload tactic. It would only take you 14 years to watch all of them. Easy peasy. Jesus, at that point, I might as well just create another fucking YouTube channel, call it Neighbours 316. I like the full-length episodes you do, but maybe consider doing shorter edited versions too. Not everyone can watch 30-minute videos. I want your channel to succeed. I appreciate the concern, but that's also not going to happen. The full-length thing is my gimmick. It's the one thing that I have on a lot of people. Not everyone. There are some people like BX Kid that usually do full-length stuff as well. But I don't do the edited gimmick. You know, that's... I'll leave that to the postmodern family if they never come back. But yeah, that's not my thing. It used to be my thing. Granted, when I first came up, I had some of the compilations, but I found over time that people were more receptive to me doing full lengths of things, so I'm just gonna stick with that. The script for Red Dwarf Out of Time was constantly changed even during filming. The actors had to read many of the lines from monitors built into the set. The reason Lister ends up just a brain in the jar is because of how much Craig Charles had pissed off the writers. In fact, the first script the actors got for this episode was titled Rest in Peace, Dave Lister, and they were going to straight kill him off. Holy shit. Unfortunately, after the series, the writing duo of Rob Grant and Doug Naylor, known as Grant and Naylor, split. Rob Grant didn't want anything to do with Red Dwarf anymore. Rob and Doug had a huge falling out. So Series 7 was the first without Rob Grant. God damn. Yeah, I mean, it does not surprise me that Craig Charles is a bit of a prankster, but to the point where they're actually going to straight kill him off. That's really funny. I heard somewhere that Chris Berry started going to the gym more regularly after reading the script for Terraform. I believe you. I mean, I was surprised. He looked like he was in pretty damn good shape. I liked Rimmer's moment at the end there. This isn't confirmed canon, but the events of Series 2 episode Stasis Leak are often theorized to be connected to Out of Time. Maybe I'll go look at that soon. I definitely want to see Series 7 Episode 1 next to see what happened with that cliffhanger. I don't think I'm going to continue with Series 7 immediately, but I at least want to see the first episode. I assume this is no coincidence, but today was the 34th anniversary of the first episode of Red Dwarf being shown. It actually was a coincidence, believe it or not. Sometimes I'm up to date on anniversaries and stuff, but this one was actually pure coincidence. Finally, Martin got some backbone and came out on top. This is a very good episode of Benidorm. I agree, and it was the second time, to be fair. He also punched that guy out in the first series, so I think Martin's up 2-1. Honestly, the waiter dude fucked his wife, but then Martin knocked him unconscious and kicked his ass in arm wrestling. From Series 3 onwards, Benidorm episodes do get longer, around 45 minutes, excluding the ads. Okay, really? Oh, that's going to change things, because up to this point, it's actually one of the shorter shows I do. They're only about 22 minutes, but good to know they expand. I guess they got more ideas, I guess. There's no sign of Rosie. Smash cut to Rosie's face down on the later. Great comedic timing, but that was brutal. Yeah, poor Rosie. Honestly, she gave it her all, though. That was a very fun episode of Gladiators. In the men's Gladiator Eliminator, Roger hit the piece of paper first, but both Roger and Simon split the paper together, hence why it was deemed a dead heat. I kind of disagree with you, to be honest. It looked like Roger split it first, but it was extremely close. It was like by a millisecond, so I do think they made the right call going with a dead heat. Yeah, seeing Gladiators live was a nightmare. It took 10 hours. You'd sit there, wait ages and ages, then 1 minute of action, then another long wait. It was soul-destroying. You see, that's why when people tell you, oh, you gotta see it live, man, the experience is always better live, sometimes that's bullshit. Sometimes you're better off just staying home and watching on television. Nothing to do with Gladiators, but you notice that Ashton and John reappeared after a year? I did see that. I was surprised to see that. I had figured they hadn't posted in like a year and a half, so I had figured that they had broken up or something, but I actually found out they have a couple kids, I think, so that maybe that had something to do with it. But I gotta say, I'm very, very glad they're back, because now I'm not the worst reactor on this platform anymore. Practically the same person, one's a granny. She's not a granny, she's 40 years old, my guy. 40 years old is like middle age. I love Phoenix Knights, not so much Max and Patty. Carshare just takes things to another level. It has a real warmth to it. I even cried during a couple episodes. I'm glad you can get this on YouTube. I don't know anything about copyright. I wonder if the amount of music on Carshare could affect the ability to get the episode on YouTube. No. It was... So here was the gimmick. Carshare is a co-owned claim by Little Dot Studios and the BBC. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure a lot of you know about my relationship with Little Dot Studios. They're pretty much the coolest copyright producer out there, especially considering what they own. They're the reasons I've been able to get the first series of The In-Betweeners, all of Father Ted, Black Books, Phoenix Knights, so many other things on YouTube because of them. Outnumbered as well. Some of my most successful series are successful because of Little Dot Studios. I owe a lot to them. For whatever reason, though, and this happened right when I was finishing that Peter K thing, the Little Dot Studios copyright changed on Peter K related programming, which I thought was interesting. So, like, the last episode of the Peter K thing and that Peter K Live at Bolton Albert Hall thing I did are not monetized. Neither is the Jesus Christ Soapstar Superstar on Ice, whatever the fuck's Strictly, whatever it was called. You know what I'm talking about. Because they didn't have blocks on them, but they rejected the dispute, which is strange because they don't usually do that. The reason that was a big deal with Carshare is because Carshare is co-owned with the BBC, it has a block on it. So if they rejected those disputes, I couldn't put it on YouTube because it'd be blocked in the UK. When I was uploading the Outnumbered episode recently, I recorded Outnumbered and the third episode of Carshare around the same time. I'm like, you know what, I might as well test the Carshare episode. And then they removed the claim. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know why they changed it for a couple months and then changed it back, but I guess they've changed it back because they unblocked episode 1, which I just re-uploaded the other day. They also just unblocked episode 2 as well, which I'm going to re-upload near the beginning of March. So yeah, I guess I can put it on YouTube going forward. As far as the music goes, I might get copyright claims for the music maybe down the line. That's what happened with Max and Patty. Like, 2 months after I uploaded Max and Patty, I got random claims for the music. So that might happen, but usually music claims don't contain blocks. Great episode of Carshare. My favorite, Reese Shearsmith, is brilliant, and you have to watch the outtakes. I will probably wait until I finish the show to do the outtakes, to be honest. I am planning on doing that. I'm still planning on doing the outtakes to Max and Patty, by the way. I know most of you probably think I forgot about that. I didn't. It's just on the back burner, but I'm still planning on doing that. Would love for 2 Outnumbered a month. I think that will be coming to fruition pretty soon, considering I think I've just about hit the halfway point for the series. So yeah, maybe after I finish Life on Mars, or maybe after I finish Faulty Towers, because I'm going to start doing Faulty Towers twice a month when we get into the second series as well. Maybe after that, I'll transition Outnumbered to a month. There's actually a contestant on Britain's Got Talent who tried to break a world record for attempting to eat as many Ferrero Rochers as possible. You know, I guess that really stretches the definition of the word talent. Like, I don't see how giving yourself diabetes is a talent. I often wondered if Ben had ADHD. Probably. That or he's just a full-blown psychopath. I can confirm that I was indeed an asshole at 15. Oh yeah, so was I. We all were. Like, it's prime asshole age, you know? Like, you think you know everything and nobody else knows shit. Like, that is... most people are... for a lot of people, you'll never be a bigger asshole in your entire life than you will be at 15. Considering there are 8 more episodes until the first Christmas special, does that mean we might be in store for a monthly video for Gavin and Stacey so we can get to the Christmas special this year? Yeah, I'm actually planning on doing that with both that and Benidorm. I don't usually plan that far ahead, but I I'm probably going to start doing those 2 monthly so I can line them up with their Christmas specials come December. He certainly does get more evil as the new Statesman progresses, but wow, Rick just plays the character amazingly, like all lovers. I love the way he's just so apologetically awful in all his shows. You can say he's having a ball. Yeah, I mean, again, it's an interesting character because, like, he's still evil, but it's a unique character in the sense that he's more normal. You know, like, again, I've mentioned this before, I don't mind his bouncing off the wall characters, which he's done in every ever show that I've seen him in. But it's more just like you said, in this one, it's more just like realistic evil. And it brings a whole different vibe, you know, and a good vibe. And and like you said, you can tell he's just having a great time with it. This isn't a one-nighter, this is a first-nighter. I wonder if his line would work in 2022. Only one way to find out. Well, for you at least, I'm not gonna fucking try it. It looks like you'd be able to put the bottom live specials on YouTube. Interesting. Nice vid, mate. Have you ever checked out Only Fools and Horses? Nope, never heard of it in my life. Point of trivia, Floresville Street, the main location of this episode, was the original title proposed by Tony Warren in the late 1950s for his series, which actually saw the light of day as Coronation Street. Wow, I think he made the right choice there. Coronation Street rolls off the tongue a little bit better. I agree that Rose's advice to Tommy and Doctor Who about reconciling with his dad was poor, but it fits her character. Her dad's early death has led to her idolizing his memory, and the story of Father's Day in the previous series shows that she's prepared to risk to get him back. Basically, she's a walking bundle of daddy issues, aren't we all? But yeah, that's fair enough. Honestly, it does fit her character, but I also don't agree. I don't agree with all. I mean, Tommy should let that man go. I rather like this episode of Doctor Who, and I'm not sure why people hate it and call it stupid. It's got a good amount of humor and heart, and the characters are well handled. Overall, I think it's a solid, entertaining episode without feeling too contrived. Don't make us wait too long for the next story, though. It won't be too long, but I didn't hate it. I didn't like the villain. I'll give you that. I thought the villain was fucking annoying, but just compared to the rest of the series, I just thought it was a little weaker. And to be fair, it's in a bad spot. It has the unfortunateness of being slotted in between two-parters. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for a supersized episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from the following videos. You ready? Reading Your Comments 164, Robot Wars, The Fourth Wars 9, Neighbours, Red Dwarf 11 and 12, Benidorm 9, UK Gladiators 3, Peter K's Car Share 3, Outnumbered 16, Gavin and Stacey 4, The New Statesman 2, and Doctor Who 21. If you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments, the videos you can comment on are as follows. This video, the video that, well, actually, I don't know if I'm going to pull comments on a video uploaded yesterday because it's a re-upload. We'll see, though. The video that goes up tomorrow, the one that goes up on, what is date? Yeah, the one that goes up tomorrow, the one that goes up on Tuesday, the one that goes up on Thursday, and the one that goes up on Friday. Those are the places to comment if you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments. But that is going to do it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my second channel for reviews, my Twitter, if you want to follow me, my Patreon, if you want to support me on my daily motion, all those things are in the description down below. Thank you to all, as I'm currently recording 109 of my Patreons who can't support me on my channel. For those of you who don't know, you can be a Patreon on me for as little as $1 or £1, and you get access to direction videos, as well as reading comments up to a day early, and you get your name in the description as well. Also in the description is linked to the community Reddit, as well as the daily schedule, as well as the Twitch VODs channel. With all that being said, though, my name is Taffrey16. This has been episode 165 of Reading Your Comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.